So here I am today at the cemetery on Tuesday, December the 6th, 2022. I decided today, I have been cleaning veterans' headstones because the Wreaths Across America is coming up on December the 17th, I believe, of this year. But I'm not going to be here. I have a big secret, a big surprise that I can't even discuss today because I don't want to take the risks of, the secret becoming known. So I will not be here, is what I'm saying, for Wreaths Across America. And that doesn't mean it's any less important for me to clean the headstones of veterans, but today I really wanted to find a headstone that just really needs to be cleaned. And this headstone right here for Harold H. Link and Ora Marlowe Link is a headstone that needs to be trenched a little bit as well as cleaned really good. And so this is the headstone that I've chosen for today. Out of the about, almost close to 1,200 headstones that are here at the Oviedo Cemetery. I literally just drive through each day and, not each day, but when I do come, and figure out which headstone I want to clean first. This is the headstone that called out to me today. I've never cleaned this headstone. I've seen that many of my headstones that I clean here, the cleanings do last about 2 to 3 years, and so that's a good feeling for me. So today, Harold and Ora. Harold H. Link, born January 20th, 1900, transitioned to heaven on December the 12th, 1975. So you're 75 years old, Harold. And Ora Marlowe was born on July 24th, 1898, and transitioned to heaven on January 31st, 1970. So you were right about there at 72 years old. I hope you both had good lives. I hope neither of you feared your death. And I hope that you are resting in an eternal peace that we can only imagine here from life. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the one thing I want to get started with is building your trench. It's not building a trench. It's basically just digging a trench. But the thing is, when you're cleaning headstones, you have to have a water source, number one, and you also have to have the source where the water is going to go. So, that being said, I'm going to get my little shovel out here and get started. I do have a secret, and secrets are hard to keep. Come on, who can keep secrets, right? This is a good secret. It's nothing that's going to hurt anybody. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting anybody. But it has to be a secret because I think in life we have to have some level of secrets so that we can have such excitement. So, okay, I can't keep it. I'm here at the cemetery. Who am I talking to really at the cemetery? I'm talking to souls. And I know you're not going to share my secret, so I'm just going to say it out loud. I have already booked my reservation, me and my oldest daughter, Christina. We are flying into Maryland next week to surprise my mother for her 80th birthday. All right, the secret's out. I don't really think my parents or anybody in my family watches my headstone cleaning videos, so I don't think it will be discovered, so to speak. I'm very excited about this. I have not seen my parents in over a year. This is probably the longest I've ever gone without seeing my parents. And so what better time than now to go for a milestone birthday, 80th birthday. I can't even believe it. My mom still seems not a day older than 49, and that's how old I am. So that's how youthful my mom is, how she's always been to me in my mind. And I can't wait to see how surprised she is when we're there, because as of now, she doesn't think we're coming. Actually, my mom doesn't even know that there's a party being planned for her, so she doesn't even know that. All right, so we've got the trench built out here. That's bizarre. I never even knew I had this tool, and here it is, the perfect trench digger. I just got my nails done the other day. I don't even usually get my nails done, so I was kind of a little concerned about digging in the trenches today with my fingernails. Isn't that silly? But it's nice to know that I am prepared and I've got all the little tools that I need. There's a lot of construction work going on right now on the main road here outside of the cemetery. So I happen to choose a headstone that's kind of, I try to pick headstones that aren't really close to the construction workers because it just makes me feel a little bit bizarre. But this is one of those headstones that's kind of right there. So I'm a little bit self-conscious today. Which is silly, me, self-conscious, right? Harold and Aura, I love your names. I do hope you had good lives. And I really hope that nobody fears their death. This should be a pretty nice headstone to do. The flat headstones are usually my favorite ones to do because there's no real sides that you have to clean. Remember, when I first started cleaning headstones about 4 years ago, I didn't want to be buried myself. I wanted to be cremated, and I wanted to not be in the ground. And now here I am, 4 years later, 660 or so headstones later that I've cleaned, and I want to be buried in the ground. So each time I come to clean a headstone, I actually do really take in what I'm seeing. And there are headstones that are cleaner than others, that remain cleaner than others. And so that's something that I discuss with my family, that we all should discuss with our loved ones, is what we want for when we die. If nobody discusses it, then we don't know. And then the family is left with making such decisions without knowing. Wouldn't you rather know, like, hey, I don't want to be buried. Hey, don't put me in the ground. Or, hey, definitely bury me. I want an upright headstone. I want a flat laying headstone. I want a black headstone, sparkly. I want, whatever it is that you want. Don't we choose cars in life? Don't we choose houses in life? Why would we not want to discuss with our loved ones our final resting place? That makes no sense to me. But the truth is, that's how it is. And in life, we don't want to talk about death, period. Somebody gets sick with a disease, dying, cancer, whatever. We don't want to talk about it. We're just like, okay, let's just keep living. And that's not right. It's not right by anybody. Hey. Get out of there, that leaf. I love that when I just got here to the cemetery today and I went and unraveled the hose to get ready for my cleaning, that a lizard jumped out from the hose, which is common here at the cemetery. That's where the lizards hide, is in the hoses. But this lizard just climbed up my leg, climbed up my arm, climbed up my neck, and onto the top of my head. And so I just love it. It just makes me smile. I've got a lot of planning to do. I don't normally fly. The last time I flew was about 2 years ago when I visited my family in Maryland. And I'm an anxious traveler. I gotta know number one, where I'm going, when I'm going, how I'm getting there, and what I'm bringing. And I do try to minimize what I bring, but come on. There's all sorts of little gifts I want to bring. At first I told myself, oh, I can just do carry-on. I don't even need to check baggage. Come on. I've got gifts to bring. It's Christmas time, right? So yes, I do need to start thinking more about this. This epic trip of a lifetime. Wow, I can already tell the difference. This is a beautiful headstone to clean. And I hope I did my trench big enough. I love that I also bring with me to the cemetery my own hose so that I don't have to keep walking back and forth to turn the water on. Let's see what we got here. And let's see how this trench is. All right, so we've still got some scrubbing to do here. Actually, a lot of scrubbing to do here. So let's have at it, huh? That sweet little lizard, that was so sweet. I consider that, whenever something like that happens to me at the cemetery, to be a little spirit animal. Which would be not for me, it'd be for Harold and Aura. And when you look up the definition of what each spirit animal means, then that's how I determine the type of soul each person in this cemetery is. I find all sorts of creatures and critters here at the cemetery, like lizards and frogs and bees and ants. All of God's creatures and critters. So these are very deep letters and numbers. Deep meaning they need deep cleanings. And not all brushes get into the cleanings as deep as they can. I was saying to myself as I pulled up today to the cemetery, I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling a little bit flustered and flethered. And I'm not really feeling my domain, so to speak. I almost didn't even come to the cemetery today because I was like so flustered and flethered. It's like, what do I do with myself? I don't know. I've always got plenty to do. This is beautiful. I'm going to do just a little bit more scrubbing here, but other than that, I think we're almost done with Aura and Harold. Beautiful headstone. 2 crosses on it. There we go. I've never been one to be able to come out to the cemetery rather, and do I call it a half-ass cleaning. I can't do half-ass cleanings. I can't do half-ass anything in life. I'm all or nothing. And I'm usually all, never nothing. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to see if I can get the actual headstone itself a little bit cleaner. Got all my different sponges, all my different brushes, and it really is just a peaceful time for me to be at the cemetery. I ran into, well, the other day when I was getting my nails done, the lady who was doing my nails, okay, I'm not being prejudiced or anything like that at all, but a lot of times when people are doing your nails, like they pretend like they don't speak English and stuff as well, but they hear everything. And when I brought up to this lady who was doing my nails that I clean headstones, boy, she caught right on real fast. And her first questions were, why? Why do you do this? Are you getting paid? Why aren't you getting paid? Don't you want to get paid? Do you have to do this? I mean, all the questions went through her mind, and those are the questions that people do ask me all the time. All I can say is that there are some jobs in life, money is not and should not be an object. Life is not all about money, and yet money is what it takes to survive. All right, this is beautiful. The only thing I did forget is my chamois cloth, so I'm gonna run and get that from my car. But I'm very happy with this headstone. Harold and Aura, BRB. Also, when I come to the cemetery, it's not all about cleaning headstones. There are so many other things that I do when I'm here. Of course, there's a landscaper here. Of course, there's groundskeepers here. There's people who take care of all aspects of the cemetery. But when you become intimate with a place, such as I am intimate with the cemetery, there are things I see, like little prunings that can be done around headstones that are unable to be seen because branches are in the way. And I found it interesting last week when I was here. I always bring fresh faux flowers, and I left with fresh real flowers from one of the prunings that I did around a headstone. It was beautiful roses, actually, a rose tree, which I'm not used to seeing rose trees, but this is definitely a rose tree. And I clipped around this one headstone, and so here I leave fresh faux flowers, but I was able to come home with fresh, real flowers. And that is what I'm talking about, as being a gift as well. Harold and Aura, Link, thank you for this brief time with me, listening to me talk and clean your headstones. I hope you both had good lives, and I hope you are enjoying the eternal benefits of being an angel, being angels in heaven. Let me go ahead and see how this looks. That's a beautiful job. Beautiful headstone. Thank you. Oops, now I can't get it to stop.